All right, welcome back, everybody, for another episode of Dollar Bin Digging. This is the video and article that I do for comicbookinvest.com, where I talk about those books that are still probably tucked away in those cheap boxes at your LCS, at flea markets, yard sales, half-price books, wherever you're finding your cheap comics. These are some things you could probably dig out of there based off of some of the recent news, rumors, announcements, things going on with the comics, etc. And just even some weird oddball news stories that pop up that get me thinking about comics. So in kind of a fun scavenger hunt style list, I'm giving you some books that you can go and dig for out of those cheap boxes that, one, may be pretty valuable and you want to know about. Two, just kind of fun reads. Three, might connect to stuff that's going on in the comics, etc. And if you like stories, that's what we're here for, right? Comic books. And with that, hopefully you're enjoying this series as well as everything else on the channel. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Please like, subscribe, hit the alert button so you don't miss anything. Keep telling your friends so we can keep growing the channel. We are on our way to 3K. And if you want to see this week's selection of books, just hang on for a few seconds after the intro, and I will be right back. Okay, so to start us off this week, our first story comes to us from the Sci-Fi Gazette. And granted, it's been announced in a few different places, but Mortal Kombat. Following up on last week's announcement of Mortal Kombat castings, we've got another casting of somebody playing a fan favorite villain in Baraka. So just another character being added to the roster of this sequel Mortal Kombat movie. I'm looking forward to this. I think this could be pretty cool. And he is a cool character. Everybody loved playing as him. In Mortal Kombat 2, he rolled out with those like Wolverine-style claws and just huge teeth. Interesting look. Pretty fun, right? Really curious to see how this is going to translate onto the screen. Is it going to look cheesy? Is it going to look dumb? I have hopes that it'll be pretty cool. So let's look into the books we can for Baraka, starting with his first appearance. Now, his first appearance is in a very, very hard to find and expensive book. That would be this Mortal Kombat 2 collector's edition comic book. Now, this was a mail away book, so a lot of places wouldn't have mailed away for this, and a lot of places are probably going to have this banged up, as the copy I have listed here is. You can see all those spine ticks down the side of this thing, but that doesn't seem to matter because this thing is really tough to find. And, you know, it's a mail-away comic for Mortal Kombat 2, the sequel to a very, very popular game. People were excited. A lot of new characters, apart from Baraka, introduced in this issue as well. So it is one that has some value already and probably will maintain it for a while to come. I found one that sold. Only one that I could see sold in the last couple of months. Again, told you, not a lot of them. This 19 bids got it up over $150. So yeah, this is not going to be something that's going to be easy to find at a dollar bin. I get it, but I still want you to know what it is and be aware of it, especially if you're out there hunting and shopping, that you're just aware of what this book is and how much it is actually worth, whether you could find it in a dollar bin or not. It's just good information to have. Yeah, chances are slim, but that doesn't mean you can't and you won't. And somebody might, hopefully. And if you do, tag me on Instagram. Let me know. I'd love to see it. Available copies here. Look, somebody's asking $500 for a raw copy, and there's a an 8.5 CGC that's got $76 on it with still a couple days left. So there's still it's not going to end till Sunday afternoon, but we'll see where that one ends up. But this is, again, just a book that I want you all to be aware of, that you should know if you're looking for those firsts. Hey, you never know. That's all I'm saying. You never know. I've seen plenty of you guys score some books at a half-price books, etc., because they don't care. It's just collections come in, books just get thrown into boxes, and they're about $1, $2, marked for ridiculous amounts. Good luck. That's all I'm saying. Know what this is. Good luck. Go find it. Another option that might be still tough, but a little more reasonable, is the Baraka one-shot. So Baraka, pretty cool. Front and center on the cover. Malibu had this Mortal Kombat license for a while, so they did some one-shots of characters, and this is Baraka's one-shot. This, again, does all right on its own because he's a popular character, and I think with the movie, we'll see that popularity kind of extend and grow a little bit. But $30 a copy sold for, as well as one sold in a lot with some of those other Mortal Kombat books for only $40. So the pricing can be a little inconsistent of actually what's selling, but by and large, the asking prices for these, it's like $20 to $40 consistently. There's a lot of them out there. Well, When I say a lot, let's say a dozen plus, like maybe 15 or so. So there's copies out there, and they're in that, like I said, $20 to $40 range. So if you find one, and you find one in a cheap box, yeah, you scored another little book. But those are a couple of things you can keep an eye out for based off of this Baraka news. Sticking with the kind of like animated, I don't even want to say video game, but sort of that animated angle, we're going to go here with Turtles. We're getting a new Turtles movie just like a little over a month. I think it's coming in August. Yeah. Seth Rogen's version, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. A lot of characters being introduced in this movie. A lot of classic, characters based off of some of the toys are going to be in this movie with some, known celebrity voices. A lot of cameos of that sort as well. A lot of posters announced this past week for these characters. So that's what we're going to get into it. So here with the news story for comicbookmovie.com. Yes, character posters of the A-list cast and lots of mutants. So let's get into it. Here's one that got cast. I don't know who Natasha Demetrio is, but Wingnut. We're getting Wingnut. I know you know the toy. Little different look from some of these characters for this animated movie, but it's by and large going to be still weird, and those weird characters that you might remember from those, those toys that you had. The closer rendition of those characters from the toys are going to be from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures comics, those Archie books. I know you still find these out there, and I know there's random issues. Yes, first issue is probably worth a couple of bucks more, but so many of this run has first appearances of these weird toy characters. And it's almost like which toy they want to spotlight this week. And by issue 8, we had Wingnut right there on the cover. So, based off of the toys, you're looking at Wingnut's first there. I'm pretty sure that's the first. But look, copies only selling for $5, $1.50. Best offer on $10. Not an expensive book. Not saying this should be expensive or anything like that. Just pointing it out. Available copies, $8 up to 20. So maybe people are fishing for a little bit of a score here with this Wingnut character. Who knows who's going to take off and who's going to be a hit in this new animated movie? Maybe they get a spin-off feature. Maybe they get a bigger profile, and maybe they start doing more comics. Who knows what could happen? Just pointing this stuff out again for fun, stuff you can go out there and dig for. When you're out there hunting for those real those great big gems, maybe like that Mortal Kombat limited edition, you might find some oddball things like this as well. And hey, think about it, grabbing it for for a buck or two. That said, a next character, another poster released. Post Malone is going to be Ray Fillet. Remember Ray Fillet? He first popped up a couple issues earlier in Adventures 5. Yeah, right? Yeah. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures number 5. Because number 6, I think, had Leatherhead on the cover, which I talked about before, so I didn't want to put Leatherhead back in here. But Rose Byrne is going to be voicing Leatherhead. But here we have Post Malone doing Ray Fillet. We only get the back of him here on the cover, but, he's in there. This book, again, not expensive. $5. A couple of copies sold. It's like $5 comic. Example out there. Not a lot of examples. I think it's the only one I could find individually. That's not in a lot. It's only $9. So, once again, not saying you're going to get rich if you find this. Just saying, kind of fun little stuff that you can go and dig out of a box. Like maybe you go and find Paul Rudd is playing Mondo Gecko. Mondo Gecko is another character that I'm sure you remember the toy. He had a little, little skater, Hawaiian style t-shirts, etc. That's the look you get on his Adventures first appearance on issue 18. You got the, the whole skater look there, the long hair. Yeah, pretty cool. This book does a little bit better. I think Mondo Gecko has a little bit more fans than Ray Fillet and Wingnut, but $8 to $10. Up to 12. Some recent sales, not too bad. Asking prices around $8, $10, $15. Again, not going to make you rich, but a few bucks or a few bucks. Another character I was surprised that didn't have more of a history as far as comics go, because I remember and this is where I was thinking the Hawaiian shirt. It wasn't here, but Genghis Frog, the toy at least, had like a, frog had like a pretty cool, like I think blue and yellow, like Hawaiian shirt. But Hannibal Buress is going to be Genghis Frog here in the animated movie. Probably going to be a little bit of a different take. I couldn't find an appearance of Genghis Frog in that Archie series. IDW had like these punk frogs, but I don't think it was exactly the same. The only real, not the toy connection that's in comics that I could find for Genghis Frog was this version of Genghis Frog that was a redo from the new Nickelodeon series. So this 2016 version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Amazing Adventures number 10 had Genghis Frog in it. So is this Genghis's first appearance? This is the best I could find. I know I could be wrong. Maybe Topher or somebody out there can pick out the book that was before this, but this is the best I can kind of track down on kind of a limited time that I had to throw this together today. But still an interesting book, I think, whether it's first or not, because again, it's a different series, different interpretation of the character. Who knows? It's going to be the same as the one that's in the movie. We'll see. That's not really the point. Couldn't find any copies sold. I could only find one copy listed, and it's looking for like less than $5. So once again, it's just kind of for fun. Just kind of for fun. Go dig out this book if you could find it. Moving on, I got a couple more stories for you. Not a lot to get into though, so this might be a shorter one again. Sorry, the show has ended up on the shorter side of things, but I'm doing so many shows each week, it gets kind of tough to squeeze this in. I mean, I'm trying to get this in under the wire to get my son to flag football practice in a few minutes anyway. But Elizabeth Banks gives an update on this Bedrock show, which is a Flintstone comedy series revival that's going to show up on Fox, apparently. Eventually, it's going to be on Fox, along with like The Simpsons and Family Guy, whatnot. So their Sunday night block of animated comedy is going to continue with these aged up Pebbles and Bam Bam. So this is going to be like a series taking place 20 years later from the original cartoon from the 60s. So kind of fun. They're going from the Stone Age to the Bronze Age, so there's going to be some little bit of a changes. Fred's retiring. I think they're getting married. Pebbles and Bam Bam. Who knows? That kind of angle. Some familiar actors doing the voices. Should be entertaining. Should be fun. What it got me thinking about is, apart from the plethora of old school books you can find from those Gold Keys and the Hanna-Barbera ones, etc., I thought the DC ones were kind of interesting. So in the 2016 DC revival of the Hanna-Barbera stuff, DC kind of started telling some more, a little bit aged up versions of the Flintstones. So this could kind of tie into similar themes and stories that we might see play out in this cartoon. And again, you're seeing a little bit older Pebbles and Bam Bam. They're still, I think they're like preteens maybe here. So they're not quite as old as they'll be on the upcoming show, but kind of maybe that in between. 12-issue series, multiple covers across these things. These are pretty cool. I mean, Amanda Connor there. There's some fun. Look, hey, I think that's what can't I think? It's the Great Gazoo. I think it's the Great Gazoo, right? All modernized for us. But just fun stuff. If you like the Flintstones, you remember the Flintstones, you could find these. They're not that expensive. Look, a lot of 9 issues sold for $3.50 for 9 comic books. And 99 cents for issue 1. Again, multiple covers on issue 1, but one of them sold for 99 cents. Asking prices are a little bit odder. Like a lot of individual issues are actually closer to $10. Then there's lots that are looking for like only 25. So it's, if you can piece together a lot, you don't seem to be doing as well as if you want to sell these individually. So I don't know. And then some graded copies might only be like $50. Still, fun stuff. Interesting read. Go check it out. And again, get ready for this new Bedrock cartoon that we're going to get. Going to the Marvel side of things to kind of wrap us up for today, we are going to go on with some Deadpool news rumors about Matthew McFadden's character. Sorry if this is a spoiler, but again, this is just kind of a rumor. It's not really confirmed, but comicbookmovie.com gave us this story that Matthew McFadden could be playing a character called Paradox. Now, the story goes on to point out this version of Paradox here, which we will get to in this picture. But before we get to that, let's remember, this is Deadpool after all, and there's a lot of options that they could go with this weird and wacky movie, especially if it's jumping across the multiverse. So, any of these Marvel characters named Paradox are really in play still, right? Just saying, if they go this way. So just for fun, I decided to look at all the Marvel characters named Paradox. And they are a very diverse group. Starting with this version here. This space, like, bounty hunter that can, like, change gender and morph. Hey, Marvel, right? But this version of Paradox first showed up in the Marvel Magazine preview, issue 24. So this is like magazine sized. And yeah, look at this disco style space bounty hunter who could just transform on a whim. Groovy. Not expensive. So you can find this. This is, look, copy selling for $1, like $5. But it's still kind of a fun thing to find, right? Copies available, only $6-8. It's not an expensive book. Not saying it should be, just saying. Chances are this is not going to be the Paradox in the movie. But then again, you know Deadpool, he could probably have a lot of fun with a character that can just change gender like that and has this, swinging 70s style here. So just saying, could be entertaining. If they want to get more mystical in nature, There is a paradox that it was actually a Doctor Strange replacement from the 90s. Remember during Midnight Suns, we got this Night Watch looking Spawn knockoff version of the Master of the Mystic Arts in Paradox. So maybe they go this route. This is in Doctor Strange issue 60 from back then, Siege of Darkness. So hey, maybe, you never know. This book, hey, copy sold, best offer on $17. Ain't too bad. Not a lot of copies selling. There are copies available for like $3 to like, over a little over $10. So it could fetch you $1 or two if you find one. It's got that cool like matte black kind of cover. You can't really see it pretty well, but in a light you see it reflected. They're actually pretty nice. I did kind of like that thing they did with the 90s Midnight Suns books, and then they had the Day Glow trade dress. So I don't know, pretty cool stuff. Maybe it's that Paradox, or maybe it's this one-off Generation X villain. This Paradox, I think it was one-off. I don't know how many comics he actually showed up in, but it wasn't many. I mean, this Paradox showed up in Generation X number 47. And hey, look, it's Paradox. He looked to seem to morph into a lot of different things. I don't know. It's possible. It's the next character too. Maybe this is the version of Paradox that Matthew McFadden's playing. I doubt it, but hey, still fun comics you can go dig for. Mostly sold in lots, as you can see there, $10. Individuals $2 to $6. Asking price is like $2, like $5. It's not a pricey book at all. This is this is definitely dollar bin fodder. That's what I'm pointing out. This is a book you could find, and you know what? For $1, maybe you take a shot. But the one they're kind of pointing to, and what does probably make the most sense, is Mr. Paradox here. So this character looks a lot like Mobius because, well, he technically is Mobius, but like a different versions. This took place in She-Hulk number 3, not the one everybody's been buying with that stupid Bailey Briggs thing, but like a few years before. There's a 2006 version of She-Hulk number 3, which was the 100th issue of She-Hulk. This one's already a little bit pricey, just based off of some of the things that have gone on with the shows and whatnot, and it does have that Mobius appearance, so that's why people were buying this book. But here we go. You can see the Honorable Mistress Paradox, Mobius, and Aurora. I can't say his name, but there's 3 versions, and they all look alike, as you can see here, because it's like a multiversal, tribunal kind of thing going on here. Yeah, this seems more in line with what we're hearing about this movie, of being a multiversal type of adventure. It could tie in. I think we've heard that Owen Wilson's character might be in there, so Mobius and Paradox bumping into each other makes a lot of sense. So that's most likely the character. But I still thought it was fun to look at all the other ones. Plus, give you some few things to go dig out of a box. Who knows? For $1, take a shot. This book, if you could find it for cheap, obviously get it because it has sold. Granted, best offer on $10 and like $12 at times. 9/8 sold for $80. Doesn't seem like a whole heck of a lot, but when you see some of the asking prices, it has still been in people's minds to look for this book. So $15 to like $30 seems to be the price that people are looking for with this particular book. So good luck. Good luck. See if you can find it. And with that, that's our last book for today. That's all I got for you. Thanks for stopping by and checking this out. Hopefully, I gave you some fun things to go dig out of those cheap boxes. Again, based off of some of the news stories and things that I've seen going on. Not a lot from the comics this week because I didn't get to read a lot of comics this particular week. But don't worry, I'll catch up and I'll get some more good stuff for you going forward. And hopefully you're enjoying it, like I said. And let me know if you find any in the bins. Tag me on Instagram. I'd love to see it. And with that, I'll have plenty more content coming your way, so just keep coming back. All right? Rennavision. All right?